Welcome to another video. So, Claude Code just got what might be its most significant feature yet. It's called Agent Teams, and it basically lets you run multiple Claude Code instances that work together as a coordinated team. One session acts as the team lead. It spawns teammates, assigns tasks, and the teammates work independently in their own context windows while messaging each other directly. And if you've been following my channel, you know I've been covering this exact trajectory. I talked about tasks, which gave Claude Code persistent task management and coordination across sessions. I talked about Ralphie, which was the community solution for running multiple AI agents in parallel with Git work trees. Well, Agent Teams is Anthropic's official answer to all of that, and it goes further than either of them. So, let's get right into it. Now, before I explain how Agent Teams work, let me first clarify why this is different from subagents, because I know a lot of you are going to ask. Subagents have been in Claude Code for a while. They're quick, focused workers that run inside a single session. A subagent does a job, reports back to the main agent, and that's it. Think of them like interns. You give them a task, they do it, they hand you the result. Agent teams are fundamentally different. Teammates don't just report back to the lead. They talk to each other. They can challenge each other's findings. They can self-coordinate. They share a task list. If one teammate finishes a task, the others see that update and can pick up the next piece of work. It's peer-to-peer messaging, not just a hub-and-spoke model. Think of it like this. Subagents are one person delegating to assistants. Agent teams are an actual team working together, where each team member can message any other team member directly. This is a pretty big deal. Now let me explain how to actually set this up. Agent teams are experimental right now, so they're disabled by default. To enable them, you need to set an environment variable. You can either add Claude _code _experimental _agent _teams equals 1 to your environment, or you can add it to your settings.json file. In the settings file, you'd put it under the NV section. Set Claude _code _experimental _agent _teams to the string 1. Either way works. Once you've enabled it, here's the cool part. You don't need to learn some complicated API or write configuration files. You just tell Claude in natural language what team you want. You literally say something like, create an agent team to review this PR spawn 3 reviewers. 1 focused on security, 1 on performance, and 1 on test coverage. And Claude creates the team, spawns the teammates, and coordinates the work. This is kind of great. Now, let's talk about how the architecture actually works under the hood. When you ask Claude to create a team, it becomes the team lead. It then spawns teammates, and each teammate is a full, independent Claude Code instance with its own context window. This is the key insight here. Each agent gets a clean, narrow context, which means better reasoning. The more stuff you cram into one context window, the worse the model performs. By splitting work across multiple agents, each one can focus on its specific domain without getting distracted by everything else. The teammates share a task list with dependency tracking, so you can have task A and task B running in parallel, but task C waits until both are done. This is the same concept we saw with the tasks feature, but now it's being used to coordinate actual separate agents. For communication, there's an inbox-based messaging system. The team lead can send messages to specific teammates or broadcast to everyone. Teammates can message each other directly. This is that peer-to-peer messaging I mentioned earlier, When the security reviewer finds something concerning, it can message the test coverage reviewer directly and say, "Hey, check if there are tests covering this authentication edge case." Now, there are two backends for how these teammates actually run. By default, it uses in-process mode, which works in any terminal, but you can't see what each agent is doing. If you want visibility, you can switch to tmux mode by setting Claude _code _spawn _backend equals tmux. In tmux mode, you get split panes where you can actually watch each teammate working in real time. The team lead gets the left pane, and the workers stack up on the right. It's like watching a little army of coders, which is honestly pretty fun to watch. One thing to note though, split pane mode requires tmux or iterm2. It doesn't work in VS Code's integrated terminal, Windows terminal, or Ghosty. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about when you'd actually use this. The strongest use cases are research and review, new modules or features, and debugging with competing hypotheses. For PR reviews, you can spawn 3 reviewers with different focuses. One checks security, one checks performance, one validates test coverage. 3 reviewers, 3 lenses, 1 comprehensive review. This is genuinely useful because a single agent doing all 3 tends to get tired and miss things by the time it gets to the 3rd area. For building new features, you can have teammates each own a separate piece. One builds the front-end component, one handles the API endpoint, one writes the tests. They work in parallel without stepping on each other's files. For debugging, this is where it gets really interesting. You can have teammates test different hypotheses in parallel. One investigates whether it's a database issue, another checks if it's a caching problem, a third looks at the API layer. They converge on the answer faster than a single agent could because they're exploring multiple paths simultaneously. And because they can message each other, if one finds evidence that eliminates another's hypothesis, it can share that immediately. This is the kind of workflow that Ralphie was enabling with parallel execution and Git work trees. But agent teams handle the coordination natively. You don't need to set up YAML files with parallel groups. You don't need Git work trees. You don't need the --max parallel flag. You just describe what you want, and Claude handles the rest. Now, that said, Ralphie still has its place. Ralphie gives you branch per task isolation, automatic PR creation, and support for multiple AI engines like OpenCode and Codex CLI. Agent teams are Claude Code only. So if your workflow involves creating separate branches and PRs for each piece of work, or if you want to use different AI backends, Ralphie is still the better choice for that. Now, I do have to talk about the elephant in the room: token usage. Agent teams use significantly more tokens than a single session. Each teammate has its own context window, and usage scales with the number of active teammates. If you're running 3 teammates plus a lead, you're essentially paying for 4 Claude Code sessions running simultaneously. For research, review, and building new features where parallel exploration adds real value, the extra tokens are usually worth it. You're trading money for time and quality. But for routine tasks, a single session is way more cost-effective. Don't spin up an agent team to refactor a function. That's overkill. There are also some important things to know about context. Teammates automatically get your project's claude.md file, your MCP servers, and your skills. But they don't inherit the lead's conversation history. They start fresh with the project context, plus whatever task description the lead gives them. So make sure your claude.md is solid, because that's doing a lot of heavy lifting for your teammates. Now let me talk about the current limitations, because this is still experimental and the rough edges are real. First, there's no session resumption for in-process teammates. If you use the /resume or /rewind commands, your teammates won't come back. That's a pretty significant limitation for longer running work. Second, the lead sometimes implements instead of delegating. This is annoying. You tell it to create a team, and sometimes it just starts doing the work itself instead of spawning teammates. The workaround is to explicitly tell it to wait for teammates to complete their tasks. You can also use delegate mode by pressing Shift plus Tab, which restricts the lead to coordination-only tools. But it shouldn't be something you have to fight with. Third, permissions are set at spawn time. All teammates start with the lead's permission mode. You can change individual teammate modes after they're spawned, but you can't set per teammate modes at spawn time. So if you want one teammate to have auto-accept permissions and another to be more restricted, you have to adjust that manually after the team is created. Fourth, and this is something a lot of people won't think about, your task definitions matter a lot. Each teammate's task needs to be self-contained enough that it can work independently. If you define tasks with heavy dependencies on each other, you'll get failures because the code one teammate needs doesn't exist yet. Structure your tasks so that parallel work is actually independent. Use the dependency tracking for things that genuinely need to wait. So, where does this leave us? If I look at the progression, we went from totos, which were just in-memory checklists, to tasks, which gave us persistent, file-based task management with dependency tracking, to agent teams, which give us actual multi-agent orchestration with peer-to-peer communication. This is the AI as a team future I talked about in my tasks video, and it's happening faster than I expected. You're not pair programming anymore. You're not even just delegating to one assistant. You're managing a team. You define the objectives, break down the work, and let the agents coordinate among themselves. The competition is going to have to respond to this. Cursor doesn't have anything like this. Neither does Copilot. Open Code and some community tools have been doing parallel execution, but the built-in peer-to-peer messaging and native task coordination, that's unique to Claude Code right now. Is it perfect? No. The experimental status is real. The token costs are significant. The lead sometimes goes rogue and does the work itself, but the foundation is solid, and for the right use cases, research, reviews, multi-module features, adversarial debugging, it genuinely finds things that a single agent misses. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, share your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel. You can also donate via Super Thanks option or join the channel as well and get some perks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.